Hello viewers, you are welcome to my channel today. I'm saying a very big thank you to you all for always watching, sharing, commenting, and especially for those of you that have subscribed. I really appreciate. Today we are going to learn how to draft and cut a basic simple or a simple basic shift dress, straight cut. So let's begin right away. So this is my shoulder line. That is 1 inch from the end of the materials, my shoulder line, and this is my bust line, 9.5 inches. The person's bust line is actually 9 inches, but by the time I remove the 5 inches, the 0.5 inches that is during for my shoulder slope, it will turn back to 9 inches. So the next thing now is to draw our waistline. Our waistline, that is 15 inches. Okay, this is our waistline. After our waistline, we'll draw our hip line. Remember, unlike your basic bodice, once you are done with your waistline, you are done. But since it is a straight gown, you take the full measurement all the way from the shoulder down to your hip together. So the hip line is 24 inches from the shoulder line. Please, if this is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, please try and subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that once there is a new video, you will be alerted. So once you are done drawing your waistline, your hip line rather, the next thing will now be to impute the person's measurement. And we'll be starting with the shoulder. The person's shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2. Remember, you divide your shoulder by 2 while drafting. It will now give you 7.5. I will make use of 8 inches on the shoulder line. So I'm going to mark it out. So this is the 8 inches. Now the next thing is to mark out my neck box, and the neck design we are making use of today is round neck and a slit. Round neck and a slit in between. So 4 inches wide, 4 inches deep, and then of course a slit of 4 inches deep, 4 inches wide. Four inches deep. So I'm going to connect right away. Remember, it's a round neck. If you are still confused about this, you can watch my video on basic necklines, where you can see how to draft different kinds of necklines. So the next thing is our shoulder slope. So for our shoulder slope, we are going to come down by 0.5 inches. Remember, yours can be 1 inch. but I'm making use of 0.5 inch for the shoulder slope. So I'm going to come down on the shoulder line by 0.5 inches. The point where I marked it, I'm just going to come down by 0.5 inches. So I'm going to connect this 0.5 to the neckline from here to here. That's the slope we are talking about. So these are shoulder slope. So the next thing is to carve out our armhole. The armhole that I'm making use of is 8 inches. What determines the armhole depth? You can take the person's armhole measurement, or just say the shoulder divided by 2. If you want to understand it better, you can watch my video on drafting your basic bodice. I'll drop the link in the description of this particular video. So this is 8 inches. I'm going to connect the line. So I've connected. So this is 8 inches. Let me extend it to be of great help to me. So the next thing now is to carve out our armhole using this line. So you come to the middle of this. The middle of this 8 inches, that is 4 inches. This is the middle. So we are going to connect this middle to this place using a curve. And like I said earlier, you can make use of your French curve. If you don't have a French curve, you can just do freehand sketching. Remember, this is the front panel, and the armhole in the front is deeper than that of the back. So we are going to come inside by 0.5 inch, where you marked that 4 inches, which is the middle point of this. You come in by 0.5 inches. Why? Because the armhole in front is deeper than that of the back. So while cutting that of the back, you will cover up for the 0.5 inches. You wouldn't need to come in. Why? Because the armhole of the front is deeper than the back. So the next thing is now to connect this point to this point using a curve. So these are armhole curve. As you can see, we've curved that. So moving on, let's impute the measurements on the bust line. Bust measurement, her bust measurement is 36 inches. But remember, this is a shift dress, so an allowance of 2 inches at least should be allowed. There are 2 ways of giving this allowance. Basically, for a shift dress, you can just add 8 inches, from 8 inches to 10 inches to the person's original measurement. You add it before dividing by 4, or after dividing by 4, you just add extra 2 inches for the allowance. It all depends on you. So I'm going to divide her bust measurement into 4. And then I'm going to add 2 inches to it. It's the same thing. (9.2). This is 9.2 plus 2 inches for ease. Remember, this is a shift dress. And then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. It's a shift dress. So on the waistline, her waist circumference is 30.5 inches, so I'm going to divide into 4. You can divide using your calculator. You can make use of your tape. 30 divided into 2 first. Then when you are folding it, you put it back in and divide. Whatever you get here is what you are looking for. You divided into 4. So I'm going to mark it now. And then I will add 2 inches for ease. If you don't want yours to be that free, you can leave it fitted. That is, if you just want it to be fitted, that is normal stretch cut fitted gown, then you don't need to be adding this 2 inches allowance. Remember, it's not the sewing allowance, it's for ease since this is a shift dress. So the next one is on the hip line. Our hip is 38 inches. I'm going to divide it into 4. .3. So I'm going to mark and then by 2 inches sewing allowance. So that's that. The next thing is just to connect this whole point. Then take it down to the full measurement of the person, the full length rather of the gown, and the full length I'm making use of is 40 inches, which is the end of this fabric. So that's how you cut your stretch cut free gown, or stretch cut shift dress rather. It's not long, it's quarter, 3/4. So you take it down to the end of the material. So this is what you have together. So we are going to cut it out right away. So we are done cutting out. We've cut out our free straight cut shift dress. So as you can see, I'm yet to cut out this place. And that was because I remembered I didn't tell you to add your sewing inches allowance to your shoulder line before cutting out. If not, by the time you join the shoulder, the length of your material will shorten. So you add at least 1 inch sewing allowance or thereabouts. So I'm going to cut it now. Let me cut out the neck. This is the neck. Remember, Neck design we are making use of is round neck with an open slit, 4 inches wide, 4 inches deep. So the slit too, depends on what you want. For this person, her slit is going to be 3 inches deep. Remember, yours can be deeper than that. It all depends on what you want. But the basics is usually 4 inches deep. So you're just going to open this down to your 3 inches. As it's folded. So that is it. So this is the neck, this is the slit. So depending on how wide you want yours to be. It's usually the commonest neck style for shift dresses. Dorman sleeve, Dorman shift dress. If you are yet to watch that too, try and watch it too. So there is it. So with that, we come to the end of our video today. The next thing I'm going to do is just to draft out the back pattern. I'm not going to add any zip allowance. Why? Because it's a free dress and it's going to, because of the extra 2 inches I added, the person can easily put it on and take it off. So you only add a zip on request or when it's fitted. Like I showed you, this is a fitted straight gown. That's when you talk about adding extra zip allowance behind. Aside that, I'm just going to trace out the back pattern exactly the way it is. The only change I'm going to make is here at the neck. The neck is not going to be this deep. It's just going to be 2 inches deep, but the width is going to be the same, which is 4 inches. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section. I will attend to it ASAP. And if you have any other comment to make, please leave it there. Turn on your notification buttons, and please, if you've not subscribed, try and do so. Like, share this video. Thanks for watching.